All right, man, I hope everyone had a great day. I hope you made some profit betting on Thursday. Today is Friday, though, and we're going to try to profit once again. I have 3 free picks for you that I like a ton. All I ask is, number 1, you hit the subscribe button. Number 2, you hit that like button. I'd appreciate it a lot. Let's try to get this video to 50 likes. If we can do that, it'll help me out a ton. And now let's get into the video, and we're going to start, like we always do, with a recap. The day isn't over, like I said right here, but we're either going to be up a little bit or right about even, or we're going to be down a little bit depending on what Nas Reed does in the Timberwolves game. That game isn't over yet, so we're not exactly sure. Either way, though, it's going to be about a break-even day. These days happen. Obviously, they're not terrible because you didn't lose much money, but at the same time, you want to win money every day. But with sports betting, that's just not possible. I promise, though, when you have days like this consistently, it's only a matter of time before you break out. We've been breaking out a ton recently, and I think it's only a matter of time before we hit a big 5+ unit day. You can see 1.75 units, 1.5 units, and then I think we had a 4 unit day right here, etc., etc. Real quick, though, before we get into the picks, I do want to show you, if you just head over to the first link in the description, number 1, I'm selling an NBA post-All-Star break pass. If you buy this, you're going to get the rest of the NBA and college basketball season for just $97. I would usually charge around $500 for this. There's only going to be 8 spots, though, so go get it while you can. Also, you can join my regular VIP if you want this, but at the minimum, make sure you're in this free plan. I send out free VIP picks here almost every single day, so make sure you're in there. Make sure you're getting these picks. All it's going to do is help you out even more. But now with that said, let's go ahead and get into my first pick, which is going to be Josh Giddey to go over 1.5 3-pointers, as you can see right here. In his last 5, he's gone over this mark 100% of the time, averaging 3.4 threes, which is insane. Last 10, 2.8. Last 20, 1.9, going over 60%, and then his last 10 going over 90%. Recently, this guy's just been going off. We bet on his points not too long ago, and he ended up going over. I really like this pick right here. I like this spot, especially since he's going to be playing the Raptors. And as you can see right here, the Raptors are 21st in the NBA, so 21st worst in the NBA at allowing 3-pointers to the point guard position, which is obviously what Josh Giddey is. So not only is it a good matchup, but recently he has been going absolutely crazy in his last 5 and his last 10. I think this bet is kind of free, to be honest with you, unless he comes out and just misses a bunch of shots. But as long as he puts up 6+ 3-pointers, 5 or 6 3-pointers, he is going to hit this over pretty easily. And I don't see any reason why you shouldn't take this. The line's probably going to move up to 2.5. That'd make a ton more sense. So go get it while you can. And that's going to be my first official pick. I love the matchup, and I love how he's been playing recently. So there we go. Now let's get into my second pick, which is going to be that guy, Andrew Wiggins, to go over 4.5 first quarter points. As you can see right here, he has been hitting consistently too. His last time playing the Pacers, the only time that he's played the Pacers this year, he went over this mark. In his last 5, he's went over. In his last 10, he's gone over 90% of the time. But he didn't get on the Heat until, let's see, this game right here. So on the Heat, he has gone over this mark every single time. He's getting shots up in the first quarter, and he's making his shots. So I really just don't see any way that he goes under this mark, considering every single game that he's played on the Heat so far, he has gone over this 4.5 mark. And then to go on top of that, as you can see right here, overall, the Pacers are 20th in points allowed and 14th in first quarter points allowed. So right around middle of the pack here, and then bottom of the pack when it comes to total points. So I love this matchup, and I also love that he has been hitting it extremely consistently ever since he got on the Heat. And he has been hitting this consistently for the most part all season, even when he wasn't on the Heat. 70% in his last 20, and then 59% on the season. And the last time that he played them, he obviously wasn't on the Heat. He was on the Warriors, but he still went over this mark. So I love the matchup. And I love how he's been doing recently. I think this is a great pick. He's averaging 6.2 in his last 5 in the first quarter. This is a no-brainer in my opinion. -120 is great odds. Go take it while you can. And that's going to be my second official pick. Now, before we get into my third and final pick, I do want to show you real quick. If you go sign up with my code FBL on SPORTSMILLIONS, they're not only going to give you $59 when you deposit 10, so you'll have $69 in your balance, but if you send me proof to this phone number right here, I will get you a free week of VIP. All you got to do is show me that you use my code and deposited the minimum. You're going to get $69 in your account, and if you send me that proof, like I said, I'll give you a free week of VIP where, like I showed you in the beginning of the video, we've had some up and downs, but for the most part, we have been absolutely cashing, and I promise you that's only going to continue as the MLB season gets closer and closer. We're going to be cashing in the NBA, cashing in college basketball, and then when MLB comes, we'll be cashing there as well. So make sure you get in this VIP. You'll be able to test it out for completely free. You're going to get a ton of great picks sent straight to your phone. So send me proof of using my code. And now let's get into my third and final pick, which is going to be LeVert to go under turnovers at this line of 1.5. First of all, the odds are -110, which is pretty solid. And second of all, he has just not been turning the ball over much at all throughout the entirety of the season. In his last 5, he's gone over 1.5 turnovers, not one time. He's went under 5 out of 5. In his last 10, he's went under 80% of the time, barely going over in 2 games against 2 pretty solid defenses, the Pistons and the Celtics. Last 20, he's gone under 70% of the time, which is also really good. Then on the season, he has gone under this mark 64% of the time, and that is exactly what you're looking for, obviously, if you're looking to take a pick. You want it to stay consistent throughout the season, and you want it to be even better as of late, and that's exactly what this pick looks like. And then just to top that off, the Thunder, as you can see right here, against the shooting guard position, which is what LeVert is, don't force too many turnovers. They force the 30th least amount of turnovers, so they are last in the entire NBA, which is exactly what you want for this pick. They don't get a ton of steals. So as long as LeVert doesn't do anything stupid and he just plays his normal game, there is no way he's going to turn the ball over this much. It just doesn't make sense, especially in this matchup. This game might be a blowout as well, which means he might get even less playing time than these 32 to 28 minutes that he's been getting recently. So I love this pick. Under 1.5 turnovers. I think it's cash, especially with the matchup and with how he's been doing recently. Only throwing on average 0.8 in his last 10 and then 0.6 in his last 5. Great deal here, great value, and that's going to be my 3 picks. I'll recap real quick. LeVert under 1.5 turnovers. Andrew Wiggins to go over first quarter points, 4.5. This isn't really on many books, but I'm sure it'll open up as the day goes on. You'll be able to get this on DraftKings, FanDuel, etc. Probably at around this same -120. I'm telling you, it should be way more in favor of him going over than -120 because, I mean, he has been absolutely killing it, and this matchup is good as well. So I love this pick. And then Josh Giddey, we're going to ride with him once again to go over 3-pointers, 1.5. He's been cashing this over a ton recently, 90% in his last 10, and then 100% in his last 5, hitting 3.4 threes on average per game. This is a great matchup, too, against the Raptors. So these are all picks that, number 1, have been hitting really good all season and as of late, and they all have great matchups. So I can't tell you anything else besides these picks look really good. And until next time, number 1, hit the subscribe button. Number 2, hit the like button. And let's all go print some money.